Hey everyone, we're here today to check out Cliffy's new protectors for an Iron Maiden LE. These are the protectors that, I've made plenty other videos before for Cliffy as well with his great protectors that he makes for a lot of my other games. I have it pretty much on all my games. But these protectors here are like the second version, or I should say like the first version, but the second batch that he made to kind of test these out. So I talked to him, so I said I would try them on my machine, and hopefully they work like all the other Cliffys that I have on my games. So he did some kind of new adjusting for these and new designs for the Stern games, because I guess like the shooter lanes and all that have changed again, as they did with Star Wars and a couple of the other games, the newer games. So let's go down the protectors here, see what's what, and then we're going to try to put them in the game and see how they work out. So to start here, on your far left here are the two shooter lane protectors. This goes on the outside of, where your ball lane is, the shooter lane. This goes on the inside for where the ball comes out of the trough. So that goes kind of under that. These two here are for your in lanes to protect when the ball drops out of the ramps. And these two right here on the far right are for the different parts of the game. This is for your drop downs, the 3 drop downs on the far right up on the top. And this is for the ramp that goes up and down on the LE that goes underneath to protect that that wood, lip over there. So when the ball keeps going in and out, it, over time maybe it wears it out. I don't know how much it does or doesn't, but it's good to have something on there. I think Mylar is on there now, but that, a Cliffy protector is always better than Mylar in my opinion. I love his protectors. I think he makes a great product. So what we're going to do now is go on the games and again install these, test it out, see how they work, and let's go to that and start shooting that video. Let's install the 3-bank protector and also the mode protector that goes under the ramp on Iron Maiden LE. Okay, so let's start with the 3-bank, the drop downs on the top over here by your flipper that goes over here, in this flipper that's on your right hand side of the playfield. Basically how you put that protector on is it kind of goes on the front here, and basically I had to drop the targets from beneath the playfield. So this just kind of slides into the wood. It's a very tight fit. It's very nice. It fits really well. So what we're going to do is lift up the playfield, look underneath. There's about 6 bolts that hold the drop downs onto the playfield underneath. So it's really easy to take off. So you just drop that, slide this in, lock it in between the playfield of the wood, and you get a nice tight fit. There's 2 holes. I guess you could put screws in if you wanted to, but I'm going to try it without it first to see if it pops off. I don't really like to put more screws in a playfield if I don't have to. So let's try that. Let's look under the playfield and we'll take a look at how the actual drop targets come out. But again, once you drop down, the drop targets are out, you just take this protector, slide it between the thickness of the playfield, and it just kind of like pops in. So it's really easy to put in. So let's look under the playfield and take a look. So this is under the playfield. So again, this is our drop target bank right here in my hand. And these are the screws that you would take out. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 screws, something like that. So again, this whole thing, this whole drop down mechanism kind of goes like this. So it kind of slides into it like that way. So you line up your holes with the drop downs and screw it in or screw it out, take it out to put your protector in. And again, here's the bottom tab of the protector that screws between the wood, the thickness of your playfield. So you can put 2 screws in here if you want, but I don't know, it's in there pretty tight. Again, I'm not going to do it at first. I want to see how it's going to hold without screws, but again, you may want to. So to put this back in, just line up your drop downs with that, line up the holes, screw it back in, and you're good to go. So let's move on next to the ramp protector underneath the ramp that goes up and down, and take a look at that protector next. Okay, so this next is the protector that goes under the flap that goes up and down, you know, to start your modes. So basically there's the metal protector is right here, as you can see. As I lift this up, I'm holding the camera, so it's hard to kind of use two hands here. But the lip right here is a protector. And how that goes in is I took off the flap. There's 3 screws that hold the flap down. Remove the flap. Remove the mechanism from the bottom of the playfield as well, so I could get some, you know, up and down motion on this mechanism here. And just took this piece and slid it towards the back. Had enough room to kind of push it down and take the lip of the protector and push it against the playfield, you know, to hold it in under the playfield. So that's how I got it in. I didn't have to loosen these 2 metal pieces up or anything like that, you know, to hold the ramp down to get this piece in. So I kind of just like gingerly got it in there without scratching the playfield and stuff like that. So I got it to fit, and again, I took the mechanism out from the bottom that holds this flap down, you know, this mechanism down. So we could look under the playfield to take a look at that too. There's like 6 screws that hold that down as well. So that actually was easier than what I thought was to put this in. It fits really well too, really snug. It fits really nice. So basically, to remember, on all his protectors, there's a film you need to take off before you put these protectors on. So make sure you do that. So let's look under the playfield for this mechanism, how we removed it from the bottom. Again, we removed the flap here, and we'll see how you could get this, you know, to go up and down like that, so you get enough room to put that flap down there, the protector. Okay, so this is under the playfield, and these are the 2 mechanisms that need to be removed. It's this, and there's like a metal guide that is here. So I took those 2 pieces off. There's like 6 screws that hold all this together. This is what gives you the up and down motion of what we looked at on top. So again, we're just going to repeat the process of putting it back on by putting this probably on first, and then attaching the solenoid back to the bottom of the playfield again to make everything connect and work again. So let's look next at the shooter lane. That'll be the next protector we put on, and the in lane drops will be after that. Let's start by installing the shooter lane protectors. Okay, so here we are at the shooter lane, and we're going to install the shooter lane protector. And as you see, there's 2 bolts that go in. One of my fingers that I already took out, and this one that I partially took out already. And the way that these come out, if you go under the playfield, you got to hit them with a mallet to pop them out, like lightly. So then once you kind of pop them out, then you could kind of just take it and pull them out like that, so then they come out. And then what you do is there's another bolt that's here that I already took out, that you take out with a deep socket wrench, and then it's hard to, the hole that's right there, and then you take your protector, which is here, and again there's a film on it that you need to peel off. On all the protectors, that there's this film that needs to come off. So once the film comes off, you take the protector and you kind of lay it in here past the rail. There's like a little cutout. I'm doing this with one hand, so it's a bit cumbersome, but then you kind of just fit it in there. Then you would put with your deep socket wrench again, put the one that goes in there back in the bolt, and then the 2 with the rivets would go back into here, you know, that you gently kind of hit back in with a mallet, or with, you know, like put the bolts back in there, then hit them down with like either like a screwdriver or something like a flathead, just to kind of get them in there. And then you'll get that side, and then we're going to put in this side here. And there's another protector that goes on that side. And if we go under the playfield, I drop the shooter lane, the shooter here, out of the shooter lane, and they go on these nuts here. And then again, that's where the other 2 go in, the rivets from the top that go in to the bottom of the protector. So let's put everything back together. We'll do the other side, and I believe the other side is we got to take these screws out here, maybe there's one here, and then this whole thing pops off, and then it lays on those bolts, and then that's how you put the other protector on to come under the play field on this side. So let's take a look at that, and we'll see how everything fits back together. Alright, so now we're putting the other protector in on the other side, and as you can see, I'm trying to lift this rail up. I unscrewed the 2 screws under the rail, but if you could see, there's like a little notch, like a little tab that sticks down, kind of where that 4 is, to the right of that. There's a tab right there. So there's 2 holes in this protector. One goes into that little tab that's sticking down from the metal bar here, and then the other screws through this part here. So the tab is like here. It's hard to see. Let me lift it a little bit. Now you see it kind of in there. It's kind of like right there. I'm gonna do this with one hand, so you see it right there, like lifting up. That one hole goes in there, and then the screw goes into that one to the left of that. So if you pop this down kind of, then you could get the protector to kind of fall into both spots. So that's how it's going to have to go. So that's why that hole is drilled into that protector over there. So let's screw everything back together and take a look at everything once everything's lined up and see how everything works. Okay, so here's the shooter lane protectors installed. As you can see, the one on the left here and the one on the right. And I kind of went through the instruction on how to put those both on, but that's the finished product right there. And again, they both are really easy to put on. They're designed really well. All the protectors are designed really well. They fit really good. The rivets actually were a lot easier than, like, say, on Star Wars. You can't really over tighten them as you could on Star Wars, where the piece of metal starts to flex if you tighten the bolts really tight. So it seemed like that was a better design by Stern, actually, I guess. And the way that the protectors were designed, it was also really nice too. They fit really well. So, you know, again, Cliffy and his team did a great job designing that. And again, if we look under the playfield again, as we did before, you know, the 2 nut, what you need to take over these 2 nuts here, and also on this side, there's 2 nuts under here too that need to come off, that drop the shooter, like the shooter launcher here. And this drops down, and that's how you could get to the shooter lane things easier, the protectors. And if you unloosen, like, the screws here where my finger is, and down here, this one, if you loosen these 2 up, this whole rail kind of lifts, and that's how you could get the protector that goes in under this side easier. And again, it's got like that rivet thing on this rail, that hole, it actually goes into that better. And looks like it was designed actually for that protector, because, you know, Cliffy's protectors sometimes would slide and move around on the like Williams machines and stuff like that. This, it seems like it won't even happen. So that's a great design, I guess, for Cliffy, for those protectors. Just drill another hole, and you have it so that thing doesn't slide left and right when it gets installed. So yeah, again, great fit, great design, everything like that. So those are the 3 protectors. Or 4 if you want to consider the 2 protectors for the shooter lane. And next, what we're going to do, which are really easy to do, is fit the in-lane protector that go on both sides, like where the ball comes off the ramp, so it doesn't damage your play field. So let's do that. That'll be the last protector, and that'll be the end of the video. So let's install those. Let's install the in-lane protectors. Okay, so here's the left in-lane. This protector is going to go on it. On the back, you can see there's adhesive that you unpeel these 2 pieces of tape, and it gives it so it sticks down on the playfield. But usually I don't take those off. I kind of leave it the way that it is. And so it doesn't have a problem later on with it coming off the playfield if I ever want to remove them or not. So for this, what I do is I just take the protector like this, and just take it and kind of just fit it into the hole where I put the, I don't know if it really matters if the top goes on top or the bottom goes on the bottom. You see how it kind of, like, you know, closes. There's a more enclosed top here, and it's open on the bottom. So I don't know if there's really a way to really put these in better or not, but I usually put the top in to the top, like this, the part that's together to the top. And so I just kind of fit it in here. I'm doing this with one hand, so it's kind of difficult to kind of do. But I kind of close it up like that, kind of squeeze it together, kind of get my fitting in between the two, between the and kind of get in there and just like push it down. So that's the one side, and if we go to the right, same thing on this side. I try to put the top that's enclosed to the top of the switch, and then I just kind of lay it in the switch between the metal switch within, you know, the switch itself. Kind of play with it a little bit, get it in there, and just kind of push it down so it locks down. And that's it. So it's kind of how it's done. Make sure that your switch is, you know, goes up and down as you push on it. Seems like everything is still good on this side. I'll do the same on the left hand side here. Seems like it's good on that side. So you might have to kind of push it up from the bottom a little bit, but that's really it. But it's that easy to put those in. So again, the switches the protectors we put in were the in lane, the shooter lane, the drop downs, which are here. That's that protector here, and then under the ramp, right here, where my finger is under there, the metal piece. So everything fit really well. Thanks to Cliffy again for the protectors. They will fit really well, and a great design from him and his team that he designed these protectors for this Iron Man LE game. And just want to thank him again. He makes a great product, and I have him on a lot of my machines. So this Iron Man LE protectors, as well as as good as his other protectors that he makes for everything else. So thanks to him. So again, thanks for watching my video. Really appreciate it. You can see all my videos at www.pinballsupernova.com, on my blog, my YouTube, my Instagram, Twitter. All those accounts are accessible from the homepage. So thanks for subscribing. Thanks for viewing all my videos and the blog posts that I put on daily. And I've been a little slow on some of them. Just feel that there has been some news, but not tons of news, so I haven't really been posting a lot. Trying to take a little back seat from the hobby a bit, so it's another reason why. So, but again, thanks for the protectors, Cliffy, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.